Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Marr, a product manager at Looker, and welcome to Join 2020. Today we're going to be talking about optimizing queries for performance and cost using our new Aggregate Awareness feature. So first of all, we know that speed is key for engagement. In 2017, Google and Zoasta did some research and found that as page load times go from 1 second to 5 seconds, the probability of bounce increases by 90%. And query costs can add up. With the shift to cloud, usage-based pricing is the new norm. This means computationally taxing queries are not only slow, but also expensive. And we think that Looker has an opportunity to help. Typically, the data warehouse is the one that's held responsible for the query cost and performance, but we as the BI tool have an opportunity to also improve things in the way that we generate SQL. So that brings us to Aggregate Awareness. Before I jump into it, let's walk through an example. Say that I have two tables. I have my clicks table and I have my clicks daily table. And I'm writing a SQL query and I want to know what's the total number of clicks that happened per month over the last 12 months. Based on the two tables you see here, which one would you use? Well, I would use the clicks daily table because it's 200 times smaller. As you can see, the clicks daily table is 10 million rows, and the clicks table is 2 billion rows. And either table could have been used to answer that same question. So how did we know that? Well, first of all, we knew that months could be derived from days or from the actual atomic timestamp. We also knew that the sum of clicks would give the same result as the count star on the clicks table. We knew that the filter for last 12 months could be performed on a date or a date time. And finally, we knew that even though the tables had different schemas and granularities, after grouping them by month, we would get the same granularity in our result set. You knew this because you innately understand something called relational algebra. And now Looker does too. Introducing Aggregate Awareness. What is Aggregate Awareness? Aggregate Awareness is an ability for Looker to rewrite SQL to use the smallest aggregate tables available. What you get out of it is faster, cheaper queries, and an ability to consolidate redundant explores. How it works. Aggregate tables are defined in LookML and materialized as persistent derived tables in Looker. As soon as a table is defined, Looker will automatically use it whenever mathematically possible. We've added quite a bit of sophistication in how we handle time. First, timeframes can be derived from others. For example, a month can be derived from days, or from hours, or from minutes. We also have a freshness guarantee. We can union today's data on last night's aggregate table. Clearly, there's some new data that might have been inserted into your table since last night. And we still want to give you the ability to use an aggregate table for the sake of faster queries without having to sacrifice on losing today's data. And finally, aggregate tables can use partial time overlaps. So if your aggregate table is filtered on the last 14 days, and I have a query that wants the last 30 days, I can still use the aggregate table for just the 14 days that it has. If you want to know when to use Aggregate Awareness, the first important thing to know is that you need to be using a supported database. And we have the full list of supported databases in our documentation. Second, Aggregate Awareness works best if you have just a few dashboards that drive a significant portion of your overall query volume. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about how Looker's Aggregate Awareness feature works together with BigQuery's new BI Engine feature. BI Engine is a new in-memory acceleration layer from BigQuery. It delivers sub-second query speeds, tunes itself automatically, managing what data to move to memory, cache, and disk storage without any need to extract or ETL data into cubes or other BI layers. When you combine it with Looker, you can get even more engaging data exploration. It combos really well with Aggregate Awareness and our new cross-filter dashboard capability as well. And effectively, what you can get out of it are many layers of query optimization. In the diagram on the right, you can see how a query cascades through various layers to be accelerated, from the Looker cache, then into the BigQuery cache, into aggregate tables in BI Engine, to aggregate tables on BigQuery disk, into source data in BI Engine, and finally into source data on the BigQuery disk. I hope you're as excited about Aggregate Awareness as I am. If you want to take the feature for a spin or just want to learn more, don't hesitate to check out our blog on the feature, our documentation talking about Aggregate Awareness, or if you want to learn more about relational algebra, check out the video from last year's Join. Besides that, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Join 2020.